Very important topic. So let us understand. It comes this all the relations formula for the slope deflection comes again from the flexure formula. आपण जो फ्लेक्चर फॉर्म्युला शिकलो होतो त्याच्यावरून सगळं येत असते. So if you remember, I will maybe write here so that you'll understand which part of the flexure formula is coming here. So if you remember, what we have studied is m by I equal to sigma by y is equal to E by R. Now this part is not required for the slope deflection. काय लागतो इथं is m by I is equal to E by R is the requirement here, and then it becomes 1 by R is equal to m by E comes down EI, and that 1 by R is called as a curvature. 1 by R is called as curvature, and R is radius of curvature. So 1 by R is of course curvature, and that is equal to m by EI, m by EI. So this is called as EI is a combined term. This is called as flexural rigidity. We have seen that flexural rigidity. For this is for the negative bending moment, and then this is for the positive bending moment. So if you rearrange, it will become as a moment will become is nothing but like a EI into 1 by R, EI into 1 by R, and 1 by R is nothing but curvature, means you can write EI is equal to d2y by dx square. This is another way of expressing curvature. So this gets replaced, and that's how you get the m. Similarly, then what you get is finally is d2y by dx square EI is equal to m. And then if you take it's a first integration, curvature's first integration, you will get the slope, that is theta. So you will see that EI theta, पहिलं इंटिग्रेशन डबलचं घेतलं तर you will get EI dy by dx is equal to integration of m, इंटिग्रेशन ऑफ m. दोन्ही बाजूचं इंटिग्रेशन घेतलं आणि d2y चा मग काय होणार, dy by dx होणार, आणि हा dy by dx इज नथिंग बट स्लोप. आणि अजून एकदा इंटिग्रेशन घेतलं आपण, one more time. So what we got term here is EI, एकदा इंटिग्रेशन घेतलं, what we got dy by dx is equal to integration of m. इकडचं डबल इंटिग्रेशनचा हा dy झाला. So if you take one more times the integration, you get EI, of course plus c is there, EI into dy by dx चं इंटिग्रेशन काय होणार, y. dy by dx चं इंटिग्रेशन काय होणार, y. वैष्णवी तुमचा आवाज म्यूट करा. सो dy by dx चं इंटिग्रेशन काय होणार, y होणार, आणि देन यू विल गेट as a double integration of m, double integration of m. So this is how things work, and that is the fundamental for the slope and deflection. Means what you will see here is order reduction will take place. म्हणजे स्लोप ही एक स्लोप आणि डिफ्लेक्शन मध्ये एक लेवल चा एक ऑर्डर लेवलचा डिफरन्स असतो. सो सिमिलरली यू हॅव द काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स for the shear force आणि load. So that also we have seen in the flexural case. So that also you can remember. These are the some of the pointers which you will need for the solving the problems or the giving the some kind of theoretical answers. Okay. So what are the methods of what you call calculating the slope and deflection? So there are 4 methods actually. Here it is written Macaulay. Instead of that, it all these last type of method comes under something called as category energy methods. All these 4th category methods are energy, whereas these are kind of empirical formula or what you call analytical methods. One is double integration. Just now what we saw is a double integration method, and it is specifically, we have to remember, this is not suitable for solving the big problems. मग का डबल इंटिग्रेशन मेथड लागते, व्हॉट इज यूज ऑफ डबल इंटिग्रेशन, जस्ट टू अंडरस्टँड द फंडामेंटल कसं होतंय. मग आपण फ्लेक्चरल फॉर्म्युल्यावरून कसं आपण स्लोपवर येतो आणि कसं आपण डिफ्लेक्शन येतो. पण डायरेक्टली इफ वापरत बसलो कॉम्पिटिटिव्ह एक्झामला तर 3 तासात आपले एकच एक्झाम्पल सोडवणार. इतकी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड ही मेथड आहे. सो नॉट ॲडवाइज. पण आपल्याला माहिती असावी. Area movement method for cantilever slope deflection can be determined very quickly. तर एरिया मोमेंट मेथड कॅन्टिलिव्हर बीमचं स्लोप डिफ्लेक्शन काढायला क्विकली वापरू शकतो. आपण त्याचं बघू शकतो फार स्पेसिफिक लिमिटेड प्रॉब्लेमसाठी. अदरवाइज दिस इज ऑल्सो नॉट ॲडवायझेबल मेथड. सो व्हेरी गुड मेथड, सगळ्यात चांगली मेथड कुठली असेल तर कॉन्ज्युगेट बीम मेथड. अँड लास्ट इज एनर्जी मेथड. काही केसेसला एनर्जी मेथड चांगली होती. युजली फॉर दी फ्रेम, आपण फ्रेमचे पण आज एक्झाम्पल शिकणार आहोत. ज्या डिटर्मिनेट फ्रेम आपण आहेत त्याच्याबद्दल बोलणार आहोत. व्हॉट एव्हर आय एम डिस्कसिंग टुडे स्लोप डिफ्लेक्शन, हा इनडिटर्मिनेट तुम्ही आता शिकला जस्ट नाव सेकंड सेक्शन स्ट्रक्चरल अनालायसिसचा. आपण त्याच्याबद्दल अजून सुरुवात केलेली नाही. मे बी एवढा आठवडा डिटर्मिनेट मध्ये जाईल आपला. नेक्स्ट वीक वी विल फोकस ऑन दी इनडिटर्मिनेट. आणि मग इफ रिक्वायर्ड तुमचं 15 तारखेपासून थर्ड इयरचं सेशन सुरू होत आहे, त्यात पण मी येईन. चालेल ना डिस्टर्ब करायला? सो आय विल कम देअर अँड आय विल कंटिन्यू सम ऑफ द रिमेनिंग लेक्चर्स ऑल्सो टू हेल्प युअर टीचर. त्यांना भरपूर लोड होणार, तर मी तिथे येऊन 1 तास रोज सॉम जर आपलं राहिलं तर तिथं आपण कंटिन्यू करू. सो डोंट वरी अबाउट दॅट. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and last one is energy method. So what method is suggested? Important method is conjugate beam method. Very suitable for beams of varying section also it is allowed. Couples, cantilevers and simply supported beams. Students are advised to understand this method properly. म्हणजे mostly whichever problem comes you should start with a conjugate beam. And then McKelly's methods. Very few cases we should use, otherwise that is also not. But another method, energy method, we will see, that is very important. Moment area method. Moment area method, you have to understand what is the moment area method. So there are two. Hello, I was disconnected. I hope all are there. Please give me feedback. Connect झाल्यानंतर मी, whether my screen is visible. Okay, we will continue then. At least in chat you can give feedback. So moment area method, first theorem is there. So what is that first theorem suggests? So the angle between tangents drawn in any two. Again disconnected. Maybe we'll wait for 1 minute to get this connection stabilized. Then I will start teaching. Sorry. Okay, is it audible? Audible? Please leave me message so that I can continue. Now connection is stable. Okay, someone gave me message. Thank you. Thank you, Dhutre. Okay, so what we are seeing is first method, that is moment area method. And in moment area method, what we see here is angle between two transient drawn at any point is deflected curve is equal to the area of M by EI diagram between 2 points. And what is the difficulty in this method is this. एक अँगल 0 नसेल तर मग कॉम्प्लिकेटेड होते. सो बिकॉज दिस फॉर्म्युला इज θ1 minus θ2 is equal to area. Actually here whatever theta is written, actually this is θ1 minus θ2. And when it is a cantilever beam, what is fortunate good part, one angle, एका बाजूचा स्लोप, 2 टँजेंट काढले तर एका बाजूचा स्लोप 0 आहे, दुसऱ्या बाजूचा नॉन 0 आहे. त्यामुळे इट इज गुड फॉर दिस मेथड इज गुड फॉर दी सिम्पली सपोर्टेड, sorry, a cantilever beam. But in case of simply supported, there are two tangents if you draw, there is a one theta1 this side and theta2 this side, and that time slope calculation becomes easy, becomes difficult. That's why for the simply supported case, this method becomes a complicated. That's why but for the cantilever beam, it's a very easy. You can quickly get the answer for the cantilever beam. So, and what is nothing but slope is nothing but area of m by ei diagram, that is bending moment diagram, you have to get, and then you have to just divide it by ei to get the answer. Similarly, you can calculate the what is called as, you can use the second theorem. What is second theorem? The intercept on any vertical line made by two tangents. आणि म्हणून इतकं कॉम्प्लिकेटेड लक्षात ठेवण्यापेक्षा, this is again slope is the area under this, and then you have to get the deflection as a movement BMD area between the fixed point. त्याचा जो मुवमेंट घ्यायचा आहे सीजी, जिथं आपल्याला डिफ्लेक्शन पाहिजे तिथला सीजी बरोबर त्याचा त्या मुवमेंट एरिया घ्यायचा आहे, मुवमेंट एरिया. सो दॅट इज द केस. सो वेन वी विल टेक द एक्झाम्पल ऑफ कॅन्टिलिव्हर बीम, यू विल अंडरस्टँड. लेट मी टेक क्विकली एक्झाम्पल हियर. या, so you can see this example how to apply this moment area method. So this is a bending moment diagram. This is a bending moment diagram for the cantilever beam, you can understand. And bending, what is bending moment? W into L is a maximum bending moment. Now convert it into M by EI diagram. WL divided by EI is a M by EI diagram. Now, so what you do is you just take its कुठं पाहिजे स्लोप आपल्याला, वी आर इंटरेस्टेड इन स्लोप हियर. सो as we are interested in slope here, so what I am doing is I am taking the area under curve. इकडं दोन, so whatever theta I told is difference between two thetas, but fortunately इकडं फिक्स्ड असल्यामुळे स्लोपच नसणार आहे, त्यामुळे थिटा हा थिटा बीच असणार आहे, आणि दॅट इज नथिंग बट एरिया अंडर दिस कर्व. काय असणार आहे? 1/2 height is WL by EI multiplied by base, and that is nothing but slope. खूप सोपं होऊन जात आहे. Whereas इथला deflection at B is nothing but you have to take movement of this area. You have to take movement of this area. CG from smaller side will be 2/3 of L. CG from smaller side is 2/3 of L, and we know area similar to this one. So it is 1/2 WL by EI L in. So that will be WL. Here it is a mistake. WL cube by 3EI. WL cube by 3EI. And for this cantilever, you should remember this typical formulas also. That also one more advice I want to give you. So let us go to next slide. Okay, let us try same method for this cantilever with movement couple here. Movement couple has been applied. So how to get the slope and deflection? Let us try. What was the slope? Theta is equal to area under this curve. So what is the area here? Height is M by EI, whereas width is L. So theta slope at B will be theta B, I'm saying. Theta B is equal to ML by EI. ML by EI. कुणी तर म्हणेल थीटा ए काय असणार आहे? तो ऑब्वियसली फिक्स्ड असल्यामुळे थीटा ए 0 असणार. ठीक आहे. व्हॉट विल बी डेल्टा बी और डिफ्लेक्शन? तर याचा सीजी काढायचा, हा पाय येतो नाही ना. सो L/2 आणि त्या एरियाला मल्टिप्लाय करायचं. व्हॉट इज दॅट? M by EI is a height into L. So this is the area, and multiplied by CG will be L/2, and that will come as a ML square by 2EI. This also is one of the standard formula you can remember. The cantilever. So what is the moral of the story? मला सांगायचं काय इथं आपण, what you should remember. So this method, whatever we are studying, what is called as moment area. Moment area method is very simple for the case of cantilever beam. For the case of cantilever beam. Okay. So maybe if you allow me, whether I don't know whether I have that example. Okay, not that example is not there, but we can take one example here. Maybe you. Okay, let me use this Jamboard. So we'll take one example, another example here. Let me see. Okay, is it visible? Another cantilever beam example we will take. So whether this board is visible, let us take W point load is applied, and this is a cantilever beam, and it is applied at L by 2. It is applied at L by 2. And I want what is the slope and deflection at the free end, slope and deflection at the free end. And what method we are using? Moment area method only we are using. We are using moment area method only. So how the it's a bending moment diagram will look like. So it will come here, and this will be the kind of bending moment. So it will be WL by 2 and divide it by EI. So it will be, this is nothing but M by EI diagram. Now, what is theta B we are asking? Theta B is, of course, very simple, area under curve. So it will be 1/2 height is WL by 2 EI, WL by 2 EI, okay, multiplied by, no, that's it, right? Sorry, we have got height, base is L by 2.
L by 2.
Yes, base is L by 2. And what it comes as a WL square divided by, so 2, that is 8 EI. That is the slope here. Now, what is deflection at B? What is deflection at B? This is area. I can take as it is 8. So what was that? WL square by 8 EI is the area. And where will be the CZ? Here CZ. So it will be 2/3 of L by 2 and plus this distance. That is L by 2. So multiplied by how much? 2/3 of L by 2 plus L by 2 plus L by 2. So you can cancel this something, L by 3 plus L by 2. What is that? Maybe base is a 6 and 2 plus 3, 5L by 6. So it comes as a 5L by 6. So 8 6 are 48 EI. Okay. And then 5 WL cube, right? So it will come as a 5 WL cube by 48 EI, something like that. Is it clear? So that's how you have to work out. Let us go back maybe. One more, if you are interested, I will take one more example of cantilever beam with maybe UDL. Let us take one example of cantilever beam with UDL and how it comes, slope and deflection. So cantilever beam with W as a load. So, but I don't know formula of, anyone knows the formula? You should know the formula for such curved shape. I guess 1/3 base into height. Yes, 1/3 base into height. Correct. So it will come as a WL square by 2 is the bending moment divided by EI. And then if you want to calculate theta area, this area you have to calculate. So it is a 1/3 height is WL square by 2 EI and base is L. So it will come as a WL cube by 6 EI. Okay, and deflection will be what? Again, this CZ, I don't remember. So you have to multiply this area by CZ. That's how you will have to calculate. Maybe here what I'm trying to tell you is you should remember this CZ, how much will be CZ in this case of parabolic case for the, what do you call, UDL. That's very important. Okay, let's go to conjugate beam, and that CZ for the parabolic case, etc. You need even for the, whether you use conjugate beam or this thing, moment area method, it doesn't matter. Whichever method you use, that shape is bound to come, and you should remember. Otherwise, then you will have to use energy formula. In energy formula, energy method, you don't remember to remember any formula. There are you can solve any complicated example, but it is little time consuming. Let us go to the method called as conjugate beam method. So what, first of all, we will learn to convert the conjugate beam, and then we will understand what is the slope and what is the deflection. So you have to, this is the normal beam, and then this is the conjugate beam of it. Okay, so if W is a UDL, so what you have to get is you have to first draw the bending moment diagram, divide it by EI, and that much load you have to apply, and then boundary conditions will also change. And for the then what is the slope? So slope is nothing but, theta is nothing but SF at any point. If you want, so I will write once again here, slope of real beam at any point is equal to SF in conjugate beam at any point. Okay, is it clear? कुठल्याही लोकेशनला, सपोज आय वॉन्ट, दिस इज द ऍडव्हान्टेज ऑफ कॉन्जुगेट बीम, कुठल्याही लोकेशनला आपण स्लोप आणि डिफ्लेक्शन काढू शकतो. इफ आय वॉन्ट स्लोप इन रियल बीम हियर, then you take shear force of this conjugate beam at this location. Similarly, deflection in real beam हा real beam आहे, इथं लिहिलंय real beam, and this is conjugate. Real beam is nothing but bending moment at any point. Bending moment of conjugate beam at that given point. जिथं आपल्याला डिफ्लेक्शन पाहिजे आहे त्याच लोकेशनचं आपण जर बेंडिंग मुवमेंट काढलं कॉन्जुगेट बीमचं, ते बेंडिंग मुवमेंट म्हणजे डिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ रियल बीम असतं. सो दॅट इज द थिअरम यू हॅव टू अंडरस्टँड. So you have understood how to convert real beam to conjugate beam. Real beam to conjugate beam is boundary condition change होतात. रियल बीम ची जी BMD आलेली आहे त्याला EI ने भागायचं, तो लोड बनतो. Okay, let's go to maybe some example here. Okay, let's take this example and then we will try to understand here. Okay, so some load is applied. Okay, some load is applied. And then question is asked to find out cantilever beam is there. Okay, so here can you note something wrong has happened. जो simply supported part होता रियल बीम मधला तो फ्री झाला, आणि जो फ्री होता तो फिक्स्ड झाला कॉन्जुगेट बीम मध्ये. पहिल्यांदा काय केली, बेंडिंग मुवमेंट डायग्राम काढली आपण. तर इथं फूटच्या ऐवजी तुम्हाला कम्फर्टेबल नसाल तर मीटर म्हणूया. सो 15K किलो न्यूटन म्हणूया, 15 किलो न्यूटन लोड मल्टिप्लाय 15×75, so it will become 75. This is the BMD. Now same load 75 divided by EI हा लोड झाला. Boundary condition in next slide I will tell you what are the boundary condition. So whatever is a fixed will become free and whatever is free will become fixed. and that way load is applied. Now you want, let us take simple example, at the free end you want the slope. काय होता formula? Slope is equal to SF of CG, SF of CB, conjugate beam. So SF of CB म्हणजे इथला SF काढायचा आपल्याला. SF is nothing but reaction here. काय असणार आहे? Area under curve. It is nothing but area under curve. Slope at B will be, theta B will be nothing but 1/2 in bracket, base of this will be 15 and height will be 75 by EI. Okay, and that way you will get whatever answer is this one. Okay, and downward is negative, so it is taken. You may ask, sir, here if I take, you will see that reaction is, it will remain same, but if you take in between somewhere here, so you'll have to take the shear force of this side or this side, whichever is you are interested. Okay, so that's how we are calculating the slope. Similarly, if you want to calculate the deflection, that is nothing but bending moment of the conjugate beam. So deflection is nothing but bending moment. So it will be delta B is nothing but MB of conjugate beam, which is equal to, so what will be that? Area into CG from this place. Same way what we just solved example earlier. किती आला होता? 562.5 by EI was the area multiplied by CG किती असणार आहे? इकडून 2/3 of, so 2/3 of what? 15, 2/3 of 15 plus this 15 plus this 15. So 3 5s are 5 2s are 10 and 15 25, and if you do multiplication you will get this answer. I hope I have taken this example correctly. Now maybe we will go to the next slide. One more. Let us understand the relation. Real beam मध्ये if it is a pin, conjugate beam also it will remain beam. म्हणजे simply supported will remain simply supported. Roller असेल तर rollerच राहील. Fixed will become, real beams are fixed असेल, it will become free. Real beam free असेल तर conjugate will become fixed. If internal hinge is there, it will become a kind of hinge. Internal roller असेल तर it will become hinge असेल तर it will become internal roller. So we'll take some examples to understand. So you see this is a simply supported, it will remain same. So this fixed become free became fixed. So here what happened? This hinge remain hinge, this internal will become internal hinge, and then free will become fixed, and likewise you will have to modify the boundary condition. Okay, so here there is another example of simply supported beam, and we'll stop for this method and we'll go to next another method. So what is here? You can say this is a simply supported beam where the 8 kilonewton load is applied, and if you solve the summation of EFP equal to 0 and summation of EFP is equal to 0, you will get the reactions. If you have forgotten, let me solve quickly. 8 kilonewton load is applied here, and this is 9 meter and this is 3. So you can say RA, you will get equation RA plus RB is equal to 8 kilonewton, and then if you take moment about A, so it will become minus 12 RB, okay, minus 12 RB plus 8 into 9 is equal to 0. So you will get RB is equal to 6 kilonewton. And then if you substitute here, so you will get 8 minus 6 as a 2 answer. So that's how you will get the reaction. So once you have reaction, you can draw the bending moment diagram. That is 6 3s are 18. And that you will get this is a bending moment diagram. And then you can convert it into conjugate beam. So either you show it at a downward to show negative, they have shown down. If you are not comfortable with downward load, you show it something like this, above the beam also. And then once you have, so let me draw this conjugate beam. So it will look like something like this. So it was 18 by EI, and this distance is 9. Okay, and this distance is 3. Now if you want to find out slopes and deflections at this A and B, so to find the slopes you need the shear force, that is the reactions. Reaction at A is nothing but Ra, sorry, shear force at A is nothing but Ra, shear force at B is nothing but Rb. So that way once again you can apply the summation of Fp and summation of Em equal to 0. So for this conjugate beam you have Ra plus Rb is equal to area under curve, that is half. Base is how much? 9 plus 3, 12, and height is 18 by EI. So 2 6 za. So 18 6 za, how much it comes? 108 by EI. 108 by EI. Now you can apply, you can take summation of Em equal to 0 here, and you will see that minus 12 Rb minus 12 Rb plus this you can take separate area, this you can take separate area. So let us take this area. So it will come as a 18 by EI multiplied by, so 1/2 you have to take, 1/2 18 by EI multiplied by base is 9 into, it's a CG, from this side it will be 2/3 of 9, 2/3 of 9, plus you can do it for this one. So how much is that? 1/2 18 by EI, 18 by EI into base is 3 into what, how much it will be? 1/3 of 3 is 1 plus 9, that is 10. So here 3 3s are 9. So can someone help me in doing calculation? And this is equal to 0. So that will give you Rb. See, if you substitute here, you'll get Ra, and that way you will get Ra and Rb is nothing but slopes. 2 9s are 9 9s are 81. 81 2s are and into 3. So likewise you have to do arrangement. If someone can help, otherwise I'll skip, and I will assume you have understood this. So here, that way you can get the slopes, and then you can get the deflection by calculating bending moment. That was the example. Now, very important method, I don't know how much in detail you have studied in your syllabus, energy related, maybe whether you got time, sufficient time or not. But this method we will spend more time, which is very important from the indeterminate structure point of view, and also for the solving any kind of a problem for getting the beam and deflection. So you have to remember the formula for the strain energy. You have to remember the formula for the strain energy in bending. Of course, you will have the formula when we will study energy part. We will see the formula for the other cases like axial, what is the strain energy, for torsion, what is the strain energy, for the shear force, what is the strain energy. But time being, we are focusing on the strain energy. U is equal to 0 to L m square dx by 2EI. This is the formula for the strain energy due to bending, strain energy due to bending. I hope it is easy, m square by 2EI dx. Now how to apply this formula for calculating the deflection, that we will see. Okay, this formula is applied for calculating the deflection using the Casagrano's theorem. So what Casagrano's theorem says is you can either work principle you can apply or Casagrano's theorem. We will apply the Casagrano's theorem only. I will show you that, and then we can come back here. So maybe here itself I will write. So what is Casagrano's theorem? So it says that is del U by del P is equal to deflection. That means if you want the deflection, then you take the movement with respect to applied load. That is, if you take first derivative with respect to applied load at that location, you will get the deflection. And if you want slope, so you can take that whatever strain energy you will get, you take the derivative with respect to movement applied at that location. जर तुम्ही movement बरोबर डेरिव्हेटिव्ह घेतला स्ट्रेन एनर्जीचा, तर तुम्हाला स्लोप मिळेल. फोर्स बरोबर घेतला तर तुम्हाला डिफ्लेक्शन मिळेल. Okay, so from that you can derive the formula for this is something called as unit load method. So I will derive that formula. It is very easy. Let us write first expression for the strain energy, that is m square dx by ei. Okay, sorry, 2ei. Okay, then if I want, let us say theta. Okay, and then I will have to take derivative of this strain energy with some movement where I am finding out. So I will call it as a del m1. Okay, so if I take derivative of this with respect to some another m, or we will call it as a ma. जिथं ये ए पॉइंट आहे तिथला आपल्याला स्लोप पाहिजे, तिथं आपण एम ए हा लोड मुवमेंट लावलेला आहे. देन हाऊ विल यू गेट स्लोप? आय विल हॅव टू टेक डेरिव्हेटिव्ह विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू दॅट. थिटा विल बिकम इंटिग्रेशन एम स्क्वेअरचा डेरिव्हेटिव्ह. व्हॉट विल बी डेरिव्हेटिव्ह ऑफ एम स्क्वेअर? इट विल बिकम 2m and divided 2m, and then what you will have is earlier 2ei will remain as it is. And then m's derivative will be with respect to ma, del m by del ma. Okay, del m by del ma into dx. Okay, 2 gets cancelled, and then you have this term. If we call this term as a small m, if you call this term as a small m, that is called as unit movement. Okay, so then you will have relation theta is equal to integration capital M small m dx by ei. Okay, same relation we can get for the deflection. What is the deflection formula? Delta is equal to del u by del p, force बरोबर असणार derivative. And same way you can write delta is equal to integration with respect to p. We have to take integration m square derivative will be m square derivative will become 2m and then divided by 2ei will remain as it is. Now instead of del m by del m, what we have done, it will become del m by del p into dx, and then 2 get cancelled, so you have integration m by ei and then del m by del p, and this also you can call it as a small m into dx, and then you will get unit load method formula, capital M into small m divided by dx into divided by ei into dx. So you can note same formula is there, only thing is small m is changing, and that how that affects we will see here. Okay, so maybe we will take a cantilever beam. Here example of cantilever beam is taken. We will apply that formula for calculating the slope and then also deflection. I will share some white screen so that way it will look good, whiteboard of this thing. Is it visible? Whiteboard is there so that I can take nicely. Is it visible? Someone give me response in chat or voice. All are there. So we'll take cantilever beam and okay, good. So we'll take an example of cantilever beam. So suppose P load is applied here, and what we have to find out is slope and deflection. We know it. but we will apply this method. Okay, so how to apply? We know this theta or delta, same formula. So we'll write delta is equal to integration m dx by ei. So only this unit, because of unit load, whatever m is generated, we have to. Theta is also similar formula, m dx by ei. Now we will focus on slope. Okay, so what is m? M is moment generated. We'll call it as a xx, moment generated because of external load. So what will be m is nothing but mxx. It will be nothing but p into, if you have this distance as a x, p into x. So what is small m? Now I'm interested in slope. Slope is related to movement, we have seen. So I am applying unit movement. Okay, I am applying unit movement here. And if you see the bending movement generated, we have seen that diagram just before this. So it will create unit bending moment. So at any of the location, if I take section, it will generate what small m will be nothing but 1. So what small m will be nothing but m, 1. And now you know this capital M is this and small m is this. If you substitute in this, we are focusing on slope. So theta will be nothing but integration, total length is 0 to L. Okay, it will be nothing but p into x, and small m is 1 into dx divided by ei. Okay, and then if I integrate here, so what will happen? P by ei is constant, will come out of the integration, and integration of x will become x square by 2, and limit will be 0 to L. And then if you put x as a L, so you know the formula, PL square by 2ei will come. Is it same answer? Yes. So slope we have understood. Now we will focus on the deflection. So for the deflection, m part will not change now. M part will not change. What will change is, instead of unit moment, we will have to apply unit load. You will have to apply unit load, that is unit point load. So I'm applying unit point load. And because of this unit point load, how much movement will be generated is small m, that is 1 into x, 1 into x. And that will be nothing but x, that will be nothing but x. And if you substitute that, delta will come as an integration 0 to L. Capital M is already calculated, px, okay, multiplied by small m is x in this case, divided by ei, So what will become? Px square by ei, px square by ei. So p by ei we can take out of integration, and integration of x square will come out as a x cube by 3, 0 to L, x cube by 3, 0 to L. And then you can see that p by ei, and if you put this, it will become L cube and 3i. So delta will come out as a PL cube by 3i. We know the standard formula. Okay, this is how unit load method works. So we can repeat this same example for you to understand it clear by taking UDL. So you have seen for the conjugate beam, UDL had become a little difficult. Now we'll take the cantilever beam example of UDL, and also we'll take one simply supported beam example also, so that you will have this energy method very nicely. And now first we have to calculate the slope. So because of this unit load, how much will be the mxx generated? So mxx is nothing but w into x by 2 is equal to wx square by 2. Okay, and then you have to calculate now small m. How will you do that? So you remove this regular m and then apply unit movement, and you know m, small m will be nothing but 1 only in this case. Small m is nothing but 1 because we want slope here. So what you get is theta is equal to integration 0 to L. Capital M is this. So what is the formula? I will write m by ei into dx is equal to m is 0 to L w x square by 2 ei, okay, and small m is 1 only. So if you integrate, w by 2 ei is out of bracket, out of integration, which is constant, and then integration of x square will become x cube by 3, limit 0 to L, and therefore theta will be nothing but, what will be the answer? W L cube divided by 6 ei. WL cube divided by 6 ei is the answer. Any doubt about this? You can ask me. Similarly, now we will do for the deflection. Only for the deflection, what will happen? Instead of unit movement, we are applying unit point load, and because of that, small m will be nothing but 1 into x. 1 into x. Okay. And that's why same formula, delta is equal to integration 0 to L, integration 0 to L, m is capital M into small m dx by ei, okay, is equal to 0 to L, m is w x square by 2 ei multiplied by x. Now it will become wx cube, and integration of wx cube. So you can take out w by 2ei common, and x cube integration will become x raised to 4 by 4, limit 0 to L. So delta will be w L raised to 4 divided by 8 ei. WL raised to 4 divided by 8ei. So you can remember this standard formula for slope and deflection of cantilever beam with UDL. Shall we try one example for the simply supported case? Okay, we'll try for the simply supported case. Let us take the simply supported case, and we want this is the W. Okay, now we want slope and deflection at this location only. So we want slope and deflection at this location only. First of all, we will take the simplest one. Okay, so what will be the in this case W, this will be also W by 2, and this will become W by 2, L by 2, L by 2. Okay, so what is the slope at this location? We have to find out. So how will you find the slope? So that is you have to get theta is equal to integration, and similarly you will have to get the unit load, then unit movement you will have to apply. Okay, unit movement you will have to apply. Okay, so this will create a kind of a little complicated stuff, but instead of that, if we apply, so in such case, if you apply the tabular method, one more form I will tell you. So let us apply the tabular method, which will be useful in such case. So how to do that? Let us take the okay, is it coming now? Or we said audio is not coming correctly? So we'll take the tabular method. In the tabular method, what you will have to do is tabular method, you'll have to take section here, and then we have to find out the deflection for this. So you know deflection where we have to find out, and slope here we have to find out. So we will take the first section, we will call section, maybe we'll label A, B and C. Okay, section, we will take first section as a B to C, so BC section, and then we will have capital M, and then we have small m. What will be the small m? Del m by whatever unknown, this del m by del w will call, del m by del w, because here itself we are calculating, so we can take this del m by del w. So what is the moment here? It will become w by 2 into x. Okay, and then del m by del w, if you see, it will become, if you take derivative with respect to w, it will become x by 2. It's a very simple. Okay, so we have taken section here, and now w by 2 is there, wx by 2, I have taken derivative with respect to w. Then we put limit will be 0 to L by 2, and ei is ei only. Okay, we'll take some numericals also, so instead of this notation form, so it will be easy. In that case, what will happen here? Similarly, we can get for the AB section. We'll go to the other part, that is AB section. So what is the AB section here? It will have same, because it is symmetric section, w by 2 into x, and then derivative will be x by 2. Here it will be 0 to L by 2 and ei. Okay, and then you have to apply the first of all, here deflection, we will calculate deflection, because we took derivative with respect to w, we did not apply unit moment. Slope calculation is little difficult. Deflection we will calculate, so it will become del u by del w is nothing but deflection, and that will give us what is u, m square by 2ei was there, and then if I take derivative of this with respect to w, it will become 2m by 2ei, and then del m by del w, del m by del w, and then you can see 2 get cancelled, then m by ei and del m by del w. Del m by del w is here, so you can apply. Now as these two things are same, so I can say into 2, I will multiply by 2 and take one part only. So integration will be 0 to L by 2. And then what you get is m is wx by 2, wx by 2. And then another m is x by 2. And then divided by ei is there. I have taken it out. So you can see 2 2s are 4, 1 2 can be cancelled here, and it will come as a wx square, and then if you integrate, it will come out as a wx cube by 2ei, and then another 3, and in limit is 0 to L, and then you will see this deflection will come out as a wl cube by I'm sorry, it is L by 2. So L by 2 cube of 2 is 8. So 2 3s are 6, and 8 6s are 48 ei. So I guess we got the correct deflection. WL cube by 48 ei. So that is how you will have to apply this energy method. Maybe let us take one numerical to find out the deflection, and then you will understand how to find the deflection. So let us take some 100 Okay, so same way, if you do, you cannot take you if you get such example, and if you have to solve by energy, by putting 100 as a numerical value, you will not able to solve the example. So you will have to label it as a p. What happens if you take as 100, then you will not able to take the derivative. So that is the difficulty in this case. Again, you will have to say p by 2, p by 2, and then same manner you will have to do it in energy method. Okay, if we take some uh, uh, means what I mean to say is, even though you get numbers, you will have to put it into some kind of notation form. Then after taking derivative, you can substitute that p value. Otherwise you will not able to take derivative with respect to 100. That is one more difficulty in this method. So let us go to maybe next slide. So I will stop this method and share the slide. Okay, let's come back here. These are here, some more examples are there. Unit load method I have discussed. Let's go to the now some examples. We have almost 45 minutes. We can take examples which are asked in the example. We have understood various methods, how what are the pros and cons of various methods, and now we'll see. And mostly you'll see the examples will come based on the standard formula you will have to remember. Maybe for your reference, I will show you what is meant by the standard formula. Here at the end of the presentation, I have added the standard formula. Maybe one. Just now few formulae I have derived. So similar formula, first of all we'll see similar formulae. You can remember such table, whichever form, m, theta and deflection, that is bending moment, maximum bending moment, slope and deflection. So you can see this is these are the formulas here for cantilever beam, and then there will be formulae for the simply supported beam. For the cantilever beam, just now we derived the formula for point load. Slope is nothing but PL square by 2EI, whereas deflection is PL cube by 3EI. If it is at A and B, if P is there, so you can remember PA instead of EL, it will become A square. A is from the fixed end, and here deflection little different. PA square by 6EI, 3L minus A. Similarly, for UDL, uh, what is the slope? Just now we derived WL square by 6EI and WL cube by 8EI. That is what we derived. If you want to remember further complicated, but at least these two, first one and this one, you should remember, that I will recommend. Then if you have moment couple, this also we derived formula today. So that formula you can remember, that is ML by EI, and then it will come out as a ML square by 2EI, ML square by 2EI. And then you can see for the simply supported beam, point load at the center, what is the formula for maximum bending moment? It is PL by 4, and then the slopes at the end, it will be PL square by 16EI, and deflection at the center. Please understand, the slope at the center for the simply supported beam, I hope you remember. I will draw also so that you can understand. For the simply supported beam, if you see the slope will be something like, so maximum slopes will be here and here, but slope at this point you can see it becomes a flat, and so slope at the center for the symmetric simply supported case, whatever symmetric load you apply, so in that case slope will be 0 at the center, whereas maximum at the supports. So slope at the supports will be PL square by 16 EI, and then deflection is PL cube by 4. And then similarly, if you want at A and B, you can remember for UDL also you should remember, when UDL is there, what is the slope for slope because of UDL, and what is slope deflection, maximum deflection. This is very important, several time question will be asked. 5 WL cube by 384 EI, and then slopes at the ends in the simply supported and UDL, it is WL cube by 24 EI. So that's what you can remember. Now, once you know this formula, then solving will become easy in this case. That's why as a part of competitive exam preparation, you need to what do you call, you need to mug up these formulas. One minute. We'll go back to where we were. Okay. Now, give me a 2-minute break. I will drink water and come back. Don't leave. We'll continue problems. Hello, I have joined back. So, but before again we go to this, I guess, is it audible? I will take one example of frame also using the energy method, because most of the times determinate frame example will come for the exams. So we will solve one frame example and then we will go to the question paper problem, so that we can quickly, will not solve the problem, but we will understand the methods and then we can run through. So maybe I will stop sharing of the screen and come back again to the whiteboard. Okay, so I'm again on whiteboard. So let me take one example of maybe determinate frame. If we take determinate frame here, so let me take a frame here. like this, A, B, and maybe C. Okay. And what I am doing here is maybe applying 10 kilonewton load. Okay. And in the first phase, we will find out deflections. Okay. We will find out two deflections. So you can note in the frame, there will be a vertical deflection and horizontal deflection, vertical deflection and horizontal deflection. So first of all, we will focus on the vertical deflection. So as I told you earlier, if we have to denote this by some load P, otherwise we will not able to get the answer. So we will also make this problem complicated. Let us call it as a 6 meter and its EI is EI only. And this we will call it as a 4 meter and its EI is a 2 EI. And what we need in the first phase is deflection here. So how do we calculate the deflection? That is the question we have. Okay, so as I told you, we'll apply the tabular method the way we have done, and then unit load method. So there are two sections. One, you have BC, CB will be there and AB. And that's why if we can calculate the reactions here, it will be easy. So as 10 kilonewton load is there, downward, so there will be upward. We have labeled that 10 kilonewton as a P, so this will be upward is P. And then movement generated, MA will be how much? It will be P into 4 going anti-clockwise. So this resisting will be this one. So MA will be nothing but MA will be opposing will be how much? P into, that is 4P will be the answer here. MA. Horizontal, as there is no horizontal, so horizontal reaction will not be generated here. So I hope you have understood this. So as a 10 downward, which we have labeled as a P, P will be upward. This P is going clockwise, multiply by lever arm 4. So, and this balancing will be 4P here. Okay, now we will take section one by one, and then we will calculate. We call it as a section, then capital M and small m, and then limit and EI. Okay, limit and EI. Limit and then EI we have. Okay, section first we are calling it a CB section. We are calling this as a CB section. We are calling it as a CB section. So what will be the M value for the CB section? It will be P into X. Okay, P into X only. P into X. P into X. Okay. So as it is a pushing downward, now here we have, when we go to frame, we have to be careful, sagging, hogging. It's pushing downward, so you will call it as a negative minus. Okay, and if you take derivative, what is small m? Small m is nothing but m by del P. So P we are taking, so m by del P. येतोय का आम्हाला आता आवाज? आवाज अडकतोय म्हणून कंप्लेन आहे. बिल्ट इन ठीक है, I'll continue. You respond me. Okay, so okay, so minus P into X, if you take derivative with respect to P, it will come as a minus X. Limit is from 0 to 4. Limit is from 0 to EI is how much here? 2 EI. EI is here 2 EI. Similarly, now we'll take section from A to B. So section from A to B. And then you'll have to take X value, or we are calling it as a Y. We'll call vertical as a Y. And then we will label this as A to B section. And what will be the moment here? You can see as there is no horizontal, it will not have effect horizontal. Only movement is there. This P will not create any lever arm. So it will be simply pushing downward, that is minus 4P. And then derivative with respect to P, if we take, it will be minus 4. Limit will be 0 to 6. And EI is EI only. Okay. So now we have this, we will apply the moment unit load method. Delta is equal to integration 0 to L, m into m del x divided by EI. Now we have two sections, so this will become 2 times. So first will be this part, first part. So limit for first part is 0 to 4. Capital M is this, that is minus P into X, and small m is this, minus X, and dx is dx, okay, divided by EI. Now EI is 2 EI. So EI is 2 EI. Okay. So EI is 2 EI. So you have to be very careful. EI is 2 EI. Plus, now we will go to the second part, this one. Integration will be from 0 to 6. Integration will be from 0 to 6. And then mute. Priyadarshani, mute your voice. Okay. Then for this part, it will be minus 4P. Minus 4P is m, and then minus 4 is the small m into dx divided by EI is EI only. Okay. Now we'll start integrating. Delta is equal to, here you can take 1 by 2 EI common, and then it will be my px square. Integration of px square will become px cube by 3, and limit will be 0 to 4, plus minus minus plus 4 4s are 16p. Integration of dx is x 0 to 6 divided by EI, and then we can write here. Now finally we have to substitute P value. Once you get answer, P, we should not forget 10 kilonewton is there. And if EI is given, EI also should be substituted. Now we are not substituting, but sometimes EI value will be also given. So what it becomes here, now after this integration, I can substitute 10 also if you want. So it will become 10 into your 4 cube, 16, 4 64, I guess, 64 divided by 6 EI. Plus here again P I will substitute as a 10, it will become 160 into 6 by EI. And if you solve, you will get whatever, not 0 answer. So whatever, if you solve, you will get this answer. So this is one more point, frame example how to solve using this unit load method. I wanted you to show you. Which you might have seen in the case of stiffness method. My lectures are available, but I wanted to have this understanding once again for the determinate case. So let us come back to again presentation. I'll share presentation. And try to solve some of the examples. We have half an hour, see how many examples we can solve. The ratio of maximum deflection of a cantilever beam of span L and load W at free end and UDL on the entire. So what is that? So you should remember the formula. Once you remember the formula, it is very easy. Delta 1 by delta 2, you have to take ratio and it comes out as a 8 by 3. So for that you should know this WL cube by 3i, this you remember, WL raised to 4 by 8ei. And if you take that, you will get this answer. If width of the cantilever beam is doubled and if the depth of the cantilever beam is doubled, so depth is doubled and width is halved, means if original beam is B by D, width is divided by 2 and depth is multiplied by 2, then the deflection of cantilever beam. So what is happening here is cantilever beam deflection formula, let us solve. This is an interesting example. So deflection of cantilever beam, that is WL cube by 3ei. Okay, so by changing the geometry, we are not changing W, we are not changing L, we are not changing E. So that means all this part will remain same. What is difference is I. So let us call it as delta A, I A, and then you have delta B, and then WL cube by 3EI B. Okay, now you can take the ratio of that. What is asked is deflection of cantilever due to point load at free end changes to the ratio. So you can take del A, even though you don't remember this formula correctly, still also you may get answer correctly, that it will become WL cube by 3EI A into 3EI B divided by WL cube. So WL cube with 3i get cancelled, and what you get is delta A by delta B is equal to IB. Inversely proportionate is there, you have to remember that. IB by IA. Now one beam is this and another beam is this. Let us calculate IA. So IA is nothing but BD cube by 12. Now another IB will be how much? IB is in this case B by 2. So you have to keep B by 2, and D is 2D cube. So 2 cube will be 8 into D cube divided by 12. So 2 ones are 2, 2 fours are. So 4 ones are 4 threes are. So it will come as a BD cube by 3. So now we will substitute that. You have to take IB by IA. IB by I. So that is BD cube by 3, and then it will be 12 by BD cube and 3 fours are. So it will ratio will come as a 1 by 4. Ratio will come as a 1 by 4. So that's you can see this is not a difficult example, but only what is our problem is we don't understand English. We don't understand English. Once we start understanding the English part of that example, it becomes easy. In university question paper, that English part is very easy, where this here English part becomes complicated. That's why you have to understand that. Let's go to the next example maybe. Okay, a cantilever beam of span L is subjected to a point load W at mid span, the deflection at free end. So cantilever beam, so we have just derived. Once again, if you want, here direct method is also used, but using this conjugate beam or moment area method also you can find out. I will apply the moment area method for this. It is very easy. This is a cantilever beam, W is there, and so you will see the moment will be W into L by 2. So will be the moment. How much will be that? WL by 2. WL by 2, and what is asked? Deflection. So you'll have to take movement of this area. So delta will be what? 1/2 WL by 2 into L by 2 is the area, and it's a CZ will be 2/3 of L by 2 plus L by 2. And if you arrange this, you will get this answer. So basically, instead of remembering whole sort of different things, you can apply the moment area method. Let's go to the next problem. Here, this is just a theory question. EI d4y by dx4 gives slope, shear force, deflection, rate of loading. Okay, so here you can see the, we will try to understand that. So, and then you can go by method of rejection here will be applicable, because you know slope means what, shear force means what, deflection means what. Okay, so what is deflection? Deflection will be y, slope will be dy by dx, and what is shear force? EI into d3y by dx cube, and moment will be related to EI d2y by dx square, and that's why this fourth order term is nothing but rate of loading. Fourth order term is nothing but rate of loading. Okay, so let us go to next problem. Okay, match the following. So once you remember the formulae, if you don't remember, then it is very difficult example. Otherwise, it is the simplest example if you remember the formula. Little bit here and there arrangement here for your simplification purpose. It is given A, cantilever beam subjected to point load and free end. Match the following code and maximum deflection. For the cantilever beam, it will be WL cube by 3I. WL cube by 3I. So 2 is there. So for A2, you can see there are 3 options, means C got vanished. Second, cantilever beam subjected to UDL. If you remember this, WL raised to 4 by 8EI. So W raised to 8EI means 1. For B, there should be 1. Again, unfortunately, 2 formulas are there. Then third one, that's why this formula also will be critical. WL raised to 4 by 30EI. If you remember this, then 30EI will be 3. So then again, already we had excluded. So answer is A. Answer will be A. You don't have to try for the last point. Here itself, you will get answers. Let's go to the next problem, 6th one. An overhanging beam W, overhanging part we did not cover today, so we will see if we get something out of this. An overhanging beam of all lengths L and uniform flexurity EI by 2 concentrated point load P at the 2 end. The beam is supported symmetrically on the 2 end with hanging A each side. Then the vertical deflection at the center. Vertical deflection at the center is asked. Maybe I will enlarge. So you can see overhanging beam, P load is applied both end. Total length is L given. The center load is, center length will be how much? L minus A plus A, 2A. So that will be center load. So this can be simplified very nicely. That is, you can convert this into moment PA and PA, and from that you can draw the moment diagram. So it will be, moment diagram will be something like this, that is a rectangular M by A. Then it becomes very easy to find out the deflection. So maybe we can apply the what you call conjugate beam method, or even moment area method also. if you want to find out the deflection at the center. Let us try here doing this thing, otherwise you have understood. So it's a bending moment diagram is coming out of like this. PA by EI will be the bending moment diagram, and at the center you want the what you call deflection. As this is a symmetric, only you can choose the half the area, I guess. Okay, and then it's a moment you can take, and that will give you deflection by moment area method. So delta will be how much? Its area will be PA by EI is a height multiplied by L minus 2A divided by 2, because total length is L minus 2A, and divided by 2, this becomes the area, and then further half of it will be, it's a CG, that is L minus 2A and divided by 2. Okay, yes, very nice, we got answer. 2 to the what has become by 2, PA by 2, and then it has come out as a square and divided by 2, which half we forgot, L minus 2A by 2, and then L minus 2A by 2, and one more half. Okay, here this distance is L minus 2A by 2. Okay, and then half of it will be another 2 will be there. Okay, so 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, and this will come out as a 8 EI, and then PA into bracket L minus 2A bracket square. Okay, so that's what the answer you'll get. So I guess this is the simplest way, moment area method. So you have to understand which method to apply where. Here in this case, moment area method has become simplest. Otherwise, it would have become complicated by other energy method and all that. And remembering formula in such cases very difficult. Now, here you can see this is coming by reciprocal method directly. So that's why if you would not have understood the reciprocal method, then it would have become difficult. So what it says is a cantilever beam shown in the figure has a load P acting at A and B, the deflection at B delta, then the load at B is removed. Then, so this is nothing but coming as a definition of reciprocal theorem, and that's why it can be easily taken. Okay, next, a system of simply supported beam with a point load P at midspan. So you can see numericals are not more, but the kind of tricky problems are there. So if you think you can solve the numericals, then that is not useful. You have to understand the problem and try to give the answer. That's very important. A system of a simply supported beam with a load P at the midspan and system of a same beam put with a UDL, this one, of intensity P by L. So they have connected P and P by L, so that ratio taking becomes easy. Where L is a span, the mid-span deflection of system B will be. So you can see what will be the relation. So first of all, you should remember the deflection of simply supported beam with point load P. That will be PL cube by 48 EI, PL cube by 48 EI. And in the other case, it will be WL raised to 4 by EI. For the UDL, center deflection will be WL raised to 4 by EI, and now W here is P by L. It is substituted here. So and then you get this answer. And now you can substitute the PL cube by 48 EI. So PL cube by 48 EI. So 384 is split down into bringing this kind of answer here, so that you can find out the relation between two. So you see the relation between two, it will come out of like this. So that means delta 1 is greater than delta 2. So that relation we found here, and that's what we will get the B less than a system of A. So that means this system deflection will be less than this. So even though means more than this example, I want you to understand the philosophy of this example. So if you are expecting